sir. Morning, fair use. We only commentate the news, and maybe even you. Get your drinks, get your smoke, get your pills, whatever the fuck you do to relax. Cause this is another one, y'all.
Yes, sir. And we're here again.
Once again, we back. And this is your boy, your homie, your peoples, the nigga, Mr. Silas himself, Silent Child 17.
P360 in the building. Child tracks in the building. Sir.
Hey, we ready to get down to business, man. We ready to get down to business. Got some interesting topics. Got some interesting perspectives for y'all tonight. You know what I'm saying? And if you haven't hit that like button right quick, go ahead and just breeze that motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Like that motherfucker up right quick. The little thumb right quick, man. If you in the building, you know what I'm saying? Or if you're gonna watch us later, you know what I'm saying? Just hit that little thumb right quick before we get started. And welcome to the smoke session, people. You know what I'm saying? We are back in the building. What's happening with y'all, fellas? How y'all doing? Speak to the people.
I am cool and I wish everybody well.
I'm chilling, people, bro. Just out here relaxing and just you know, trying out some new things. But everything working out. Just listening to a lot of the messy shit that's
Chatter.
been going on. It's a lot of messy shit. I
What's
just
happening, DD504? Always in the building.
It's definitely a lot of chat about a lot of different things that's going on out there. I don't know, man.
I know
This
about
world
these
kind of
topics. I know that. Like you say, bro, shit been going down, bro.
female
Uh,
virgin too. Mhm. You want me to
Yes,
play
sir.
the sponsor
Shout out
video first?
G5. Shout out G5.
Yeah.
What's happening? I'm telling you, bro, you gotta get with your people, bro. What you call them? You know how to do it. Talking about
I told him how
with
to
his
do
handle.
it, man. He gonna go on there and do it
he
when he
put it.
feel
He
like
put
he keep on not
it.
listening. He gonna do it.
Shout out to my dog, man, for sure for coming through. Appreciate that love, bro. Yeah, man. We could jump straight into it. You go straight to P Dot. P Dot, what you got for us, brother?
I got a little bit of a continuation when it comes down to the Ghislaine Maxwell and the Epstein Eight. Now, I got a video and I got a little clip from an article that I want to put up. I'm gonna go ahead and run the video first so we could get that out the way, because I know it's gonna bring up some good questions. So, brother
For sure.
Chopper, you
Get
got
right
it.
into it. Yeah, he got it. Give him a little minute. That's how you know. So while he getting that together, you wanna give a little intro on what you gonna be speaking on as far as Ghislaine Maxwell and them, because you named it the eight. So
Yeah,
yeah, all right.
yeah. So they still the people want to know who are all involved in this sexual, human,
Oh, you
child
might have to say that
pedophilia
again. You
ring.
going out.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you're going out a little
All right.
bit. Just say it over again. Yeah.
All right. So everybody want to know. Am I still coming in kind of good for you?
You good. I got you. As soon as you mess up, just keep talking.
All right. So apparently people still want to know, which I still want to know, and I still want to know, who are all these people that was involved with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell when it came to this child trafficking, sex trafficking, the failure, the
Right,
abuse
right.
and rape and torture of all these different people. So the government basically don't want that information to come out because there's a lot of political officials that may be involved in this. Now, in this video, however, we got somebody that was close to Ghislaine Maxwell, one of her former associates. Notice how we're gonna get into that because let's get into the, which is about 7 minutes 32 seconds long.
Say it, and then right
Might not
now,
watch
Right.
the whole thing.
Let's get it. I'm going on mute.
The fuck is that?
powerful men shaking in their boots. It's not just Epstein, Maxwell, and the victims who know the names of the men who might be on that list. Epstein's former friends and business associates also have a pretty good idea. Earlier, I had the chance to speak with Christina Oxenberg. She's a former acquaintance of Epstein and Maxwell and a second cousin of Prince Andrew. She's also the author of the book Trash: Encounters with Ghislaine Maxwell. It was really a wild, wild conversation we had this afternoon. Here's some of what she told me in this exclusive interview. Do you think we'll ever find out the names? And do you have any idea who they are?
Well, I think we know the names. I think the names have been bandied around from the beginning. I don't know that it's necessary for me to actually say them. We do know we know who they are. They are former presidents. They are a very mouthy lawyer who lives in Boston. We know the names. They're on the flight logs. They're in the little black book. They're the ones who've been surrounding this whole story we know who they are. However, are they more responsible than Ghislaine? This gets very gray area, and I am not a victim, so I'm going to see things differently.
But even if they're not more responsible, if they were still a participant at times with some of these girls, shouldn't their names be made public?
Okay, well, the answer, of course, is yes to everything. Of course, everything should be public. Everything should be transparent, and all bad people should be punished. I'm all for it. This is, sex rings have gone on forever. This is not new. It's nothing to do with privilege and money. This happens in every iteration. It's happened through all the years humans have been on the planet, probably. And this particular group was to satisfy Jeffrey's proclivity for underage girls. And that's the problem with the whole thing. If Jeffrey had just wanted beautiful young ladies, there's no problem, but he liked children. And so
Right, let's pause it right there, right quick.
And when you talk about the other men who were involved, and obviously we know that.
So, how young are the ladies did you talk about, ma'am? For those listening, because he said if he would have not had a proclivity toward children, and he just wanted young ladies. Well, how young are we talking? Because don't we call our 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-year-old young, but they still children? So how young are we talking here?
It tell you in the case the age of the girls. It's a ballpark. It was teenagers.
I think
Right,
I think he still would have probably 18 and up, normal, what you call them. I think she's just trying to say basically it wouldn't have been much of a thing
A big deal if they was like
if the
18
kids
year old.
wasn't so wasn't so young. But I disagree with that as well. I disagree with her saying that because he was more than just dealing with young girls. He was also trafficking them, man. Like this was a
Right.
well oil operated machine. So you still were into
Again,
other stuff. Yeah, like
right.
political money,
It-
sponsors, these ravish parties with God knows who or God knows what going on. So I definitely think it was something else he was definitely involved with
besides him
besides
just
being
wanting
just young
children.
girls. Yeah,
Right.
like on some taken type shit. So,
Right. And see, that's the thing that I'm looking at too, because if it would have been just just say 18-year-olds that weren't trafficked, that were there of will and accord, and you were paying them for their service, then none of this probably would be even going on, right? But when we did that bill on adrenochrome, are they using that? Are they are they stealing that adrenaline, or they the stuff that makes adrenaline out of these kids as well? Because some stuff that goes back to stuff we already talked about when it comes to them kidnapping the kids and constantly keeping them in fear so they could produce adrenaline, so they could use that to keep themselves young, right? Because if you look at it, some of these motherfuckers in their 60s and 70s and 80s and looking like they're in their 40s and 50s. So, what's really going on here? So that's just one thing I was looking at. And then kind of like, I'm with you, Si. It was more going on than just him liking little kids. Y'all was kidnapping them. You probably was torturing them, beating them into submission. Of course, this is all probably documented in the case anyway, that all of
correct.
this was going on. But the big thing is, why would our government and governments want to keep the names of all these people involved, even if they're former
Because they
and current
involved.
president? Right, because they're involved. But if the people that presided the case found these people guilty of these things are not
Hmm.
involved, why would you still want these names to be kept secret? Put everybody on display at this point. That's how I
That's
see it.
because right, you should, like she's saying, but it's I don't think it's going to happen because of, like I'm saying, the people that's involved that's actually into other things more than, you know like more than what Epstein was into. You see what I'm saying? This is the way he was able to move around through his power of blackmail as well. So he got a lot of
Right.
these little freaky motherfuckers on tape and shit doing all type of shit. That's what I'm
I'm
saying
glad
too. So
you know what?
yeah, yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned that. When we get back, when you finish that and we get back into the video, Chop don't have nothing to say. I think she gonna have something to say about that too.
Because it's
No, I was
definitely
just
is.
letting y'all do
Oh,
y'all
good, good.
little, letting y'all build, but I don't know, son. Like, if you're not gonna say who was there based on the flight log, that's why I say like people saying they won't know who it is and all that. Like that, the information kind of came out already. People just turned their cheek to it, type shit. Like it couldn't be true or something. So
Right.
like I said, you don't know who dealt with what girl and none of that type of shit or whatever. But like you said, all you really could do is
So
speculate based on the flight log and knowing that those certain people was on those flights that they probably knew what was going on.
right, but the flight log wasn't the only thing that was the telltale piece of evidence. Keep that in mind too. It wasn't the only thing. It was the major part of it, but it wasn't the only thing. But I'm glad you mentioned what you mentioned, because in the same video, she gonna cover a little bit about that. Like it's some, Sister Girl was dropping little I guess y'all could say hidden gems without really exposing that she wanted to drop these
their names. I've read the flight logs. I'm sure you have too. Now, since 1993, I knew that she and Jeffrey used a private plane because that was another instance where I spent 3 months with them, if you can believe it. And they were on the plane every weekend. So I knew about the plane. And in 97, in this crazy meeting,
See what I'm saying about the speculating thing? Like she was on the plane too, so you was there and you seen the other people there too. So why you just don't tell us who they was?
She
exactly
can't.
she says
because
to me,
she do.
sorry, my tenses are always
She
wrong.
could tell you
She
certain
says
ones.
to me, the plane is hooked up with audio and video. And we have everyone on tape. Her words. Her words. I'm not asking a thing. Why is she eliciting things that in years to come would be massively incriminating? So no, I didn't think to ask, well, who do you mean by everyone? When she said we have everyone on tape, I figured she meant anyone who wouldn't want to be on tape.
Where do you think all those tapes are now?
I think for one thing, there's certainly more than one copy of anything. I think that since those were the days of videotapes, it's 97, they must have also been updated in all of the techno, changes that have happened, right? So those would have been done, and there's definitely more than one. There would obviously have been more than one copy. And she said it, her clear intention was, we have the upper hand, we have the compromise.
Now that she's been sentenced and she's on her way to permanent stay in federal prison for 20 years, do you think she's going to start naming names? Do you think she's going to tell people where those tapes are? Do you think she's going to come clean about this stuff?
I think all the deals have already been made. I don't know anything. This is just my hunch. I think the deals have been made already, and that's why she's alive. Because Jeffrey died on August 10th in the morning, but on August 9th, which was a Friday, his lawyer came out on the steps of the courthouse, I suppose, and said, Jeffrey's going to start naming names. And he was dead in the morning.
I mean, crazy. Do you think she's at risk right now? Do you think her safety?
No, I don't, because, she may want to self-harm. That I cannot speak for, but
It's important for her to put that narrative out there about the self-harm shit. That's retarded. Why would she self-harm if she got all the weapons?
no, I think the deals
And the
have
tapes
already
as
been
well.
made,
You heard how many tapes this man got on there?
being rewarded. Already, of the 20 years that you mentioned for her sentence, already 2 have been taken off because of time served. So we're now down to, it's being whittled down. Also, she's going to be transferred to the UK to complete.
You think that will really happen?
100%, I think that. And if I'm wrong,
Ain't
I'll
no
eat
time.
all sorts of hats. But I do believe that will happen, and that once she's there, she'll just sail out the back door.
Christine, you say this stuff and my jaw drops. You understand this world much better than me, obviously. Is there just that many powerful people behind?
Look how he dropped a bomb
Yes.
on her.
Why
looking out for her? What is going on?
Well, when you say, why doesn't she out the list?
Mm-hmm.
Why would she? They're all on the same team. They're helping her.
There it is.
Uh-huh.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to
All
find
right.
News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red
Yeah,
subscribe
you can
button.
hit it now, Chuck. There it is.
Yeah, DD5 will said that bitch afraid she would die. No, she not, sis. I'm gonna be honest with you. Cause if something happened to her, think about how many names gonna just come out the woodworks. Them names is important names, and if them names mean anything in any particular place and time in this country, as well as the British Empire, I should say, man, that's enough fuel right there to get a bunch of people killed. Cause that list is long, very long, and like you say, bro, when you got that kind of ammunition, do you want your name to get out there? Cause think about how many people participated in this and help orchestrate the thing at the same time. But I want to remain anonymous about my involvement in it, because if it gets out that I am a part of this, this could be the ruination of my nation.
The chick that just said what she said, she part of it. Ain't no way. Like I said, you know, without people
Yeah.
coming out, you know who it is. Like she said, everybody know who it is. She went as far as to say somebody in whatever Boston, one of the Boston some
Yeah,
shits.
she's the attorney.
A
Yeah,
Boston
that's who that
attorney.
was.
Look what she said. A
Mhm.
mouthy Boston attorney. Meaning this motherfucker got a hell of a mouth on him.
Well,
And then
like I
the
said,
way she
I know
started
I
off,
know they been had the
she said,
information.
"Yeah, we
They
know the
just not.
names. Why is we? Why not they? Yeah, they know who the names are. Why it's got to be we,
Because
including
She
yourself?
want
You see what I'm
protection
saying?
too.
yeah, she in protection.
She want protection
She ain't
too.
speaking on her own behalf. She's speaking.
Right, she's speaking on the lid, yeah, and telling you also that the way this shit
But she
look like it's
part of.
going, Maxwell might not do no time, and just that's what
Come
she's saying too,
on,
because of
right?
these tapes and all this stuff that Epstein entrusted her with, all this blackmail. Yeah, man.
Because that's a lot of stuff. Oh, go pull up that little article clip
It's gonna
for
be
me
hard
right
to
quick,
wiggle their way
chapter.
out of that. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be hard to wiggle their way out of that. And
Dude.
she named a couple of people in the beginning.
But she tried to mask it.
Like, we know who these people is. We know, and she started naming a couple of people. That was kind of weird. But
That's why I say she was
I
dropping
see what you're
jewels
saying too.
without really putting it out all the way out there that she was dropping jewels. So
It's up there, huh?
yeah, it's up there. So check this out, y'all. And it's for everybody. I hope this came from an article posted in the Mirror. I don't know the full name, but it says it's the Mirror. It says the little black book contains contact details of 301 prominent British people, ranging from
Oh, y'all,
former
hold on, Pete.
prime
Hold on,
minister.
Pete, before you finish. People, if y'all watching right now, or if you're gonna watch them later, YouTube now has the feature, the zoom in feature. So if you can't see the article, if you want to read along, or you want to see what he's reading, or if you can't see what he's reading, you could actually touch your screen and zoom.
Blow it up a little.
Yeah, zoom out. It's gonna blow up for you now. But go ahead.
So they range from former Prime Minister Tony Blair and former Cabinet Minister Lord Peter Mandelson. I can't blow mine up for some reason, but that's as big as it got. To Richard Branson, Mick Jagger, Naomi Campbell, and the late Princess Diana's brother, Charles Spencer. There are 16 numbers listed for Prince Andrew and 18 for Sarah Ferguson. this a lot of information to process. And it said beyond Britain, those listed include Rupert Murdoch, David Blaine, Alec Baldwin, Courtney Love, Woody Allen, and Bill Cosby. That's a lot of people to have a lot of information on, bro.
They got, but see, that's what I'm saying. Like that information all them names came out already.
Right. But what I'm saying is, think about like Woody Allen, if I'm not mistaken, isn't he the one who married his cousin and they was when she was like 15 years old or something like that?
I don't know.
So he been into some, if that's the one I'm thinking about, he been into some pedophile shit. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
I think it was his stepdaughter or something like that. Yeah, he left the mom and married her at a young age or something like that.
It's a lot of names that was on that list that as soon as they I mean, even with their names being on that list, them niggas had other cases like the Prince you're talking about. I mean, he had other cases he had to keep people quiet. We don't know if it was those cases too, people with the Epstein shit, because he just paid somebody off. You know, they just paid somebody off to keep him quiet.
Exactly. But it's a lot.
The names coming out ain't gonna be the issue. The issue is people's opinion on it and what they're going to accept and not going to accept. That's gonna be the thing of it, because they'll tell you in your face they did some shit. And
because I could do all this and y'all still don't do nothing about it, then what's the sense of me even giving y'all names? If y'all not gonna probe into it, if y'all not gonna keep going and she just gonna get a little time, then somebody or somebody's is in cahoots with all this shit, and you know what I'm saying, and people hands is tied who actually been, you know, victims of this shit.
Because with them in jail, people still getting sex trafficked.
Yes.
Exactly.
And child traffic and all that shit. So
exactly.
You know, and them what you call it, fetishes just don't cut off overnight. If you know like big bitches, you're gonna like big bitches later in life too. It just is what it is. You can't just turn that shit off.
Tape, yeah, what you was doing on that tape, that's something you be doing.
Yeah, you be doing that shit.
You be doing that shit.
Exactly. For real.
Even with the search and the shit, like you really have to know how to go find that shit. The child shit, you know what I'm saying? Like because for a normal person, to me, it's like it's impossible to find. But for somebody that's in that world, you know what to go look at.
You know exactly where to go and what to look for.
It's a child. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Like
I'm starting to find some of this certain graffiti in the city. If y'all notice, a lot of graffiti that started popping up. I'm starting to look at some of that graffiti as secret code language and marking for areas of potential trafficking and
that's exactly what some of it is.
Cause I
marking territory.
Right. Not just marking.
Somebody gotta run it, player. You blanked out.
Again,
yeah, somebody gotta run it, but that is though, you know. All that's not just some artist being colorful and shit. Like them niggas marking their territory of what's going on in this area and who runs it.
Apologies, people. I think he finished reading that.
He back and oh, there you go.
Yeah, my bad. I tapped the wrong button. So yeah, what I was saying. Yeah, I look at that graffiti stuff as like them using graffiti, like giving up coordinates and GPS on where the easy areas to capture and traffic people
are. Right.
Because I'm noticing I don't see a lot of graffiti in areas of places where the police would show up kind of quickly. I only noticed that in the poor neighborhoods of color.
I
If
ain't
that
gonna
makes
lie.
sense.
I see it everywhere. I'm not defending that it don't be predominantly in black communities, but I definitely see it everywhere.
Yeah, man. Latinos on that heavy. Asian Islanders, they on that heavy. Like it's gang culture. Gang culture is a part of that type of organizations. That's what a lot of gangs do for rich people, yo. They traffic children. They go snatch them up and shit. That's why I say as far as who runs the territory as well, not only being GPS or GPS navigation to where to go find is at. They also telling you who doing it because you got to. You know what I'm saying? Like this, that's just what it is. And like I was saying, it's like it's running like a well-oiled machine, man. And as long as they have politicians and political people, or you'll see not only them but also wealthy businessmen, and oil tycoons and stuff like that. As long as they have a political stronghold over what's going on, these type of things gonna keep continuing to happen. It's sad. It's sad, but it's true.
Mm-hmm.
What's the article? It's all right.
So for all our listeners out there, I hope I was able to provide y'all with a little more detailed information. And I hope this sheds some light on the situation. I'm gonna keep my ears to the ground to see what more stuff I could dig up. I was actually trying to see if I could pull up the trial transcript from the Jeffrey Epstein case with one of his accusers to see if I could find uh information on the logbook and the videotapes and the name of name. And all it kept giving me was the deposition, which was them asking one of his accusers a bunch of questions. So I'm gonna keep trying to see if I can find that. And once I get the PDF on that, I'm gonna drop that gem next time. That's my segment, y'all. Anybody else got anything they want to add?
Yeah, I think that was
Nah,
yeah. I
that was
think I came through down that was straight. Definitely, Albert. Yeah, I keep my ears peeled to see what they talking about too, as far as how far they gonna go up with it. Is they gonna open some more cases on some of this stuff? Because to me it's like roots. It has is well not roots like it branches off.
Weeds.
It's not just
Yeah,
this.
weeds.
Yeah, you
Weeds
can
is the
say that too.
garden.
Yeah, it's just branching off into other things that people don't understand. You know, it's a bigger thing. By Epstein getting hit, you sort of, you
The
got to see, exactly the flooding in of stuff that was actually involved, rather than just something that he was doing like a lone wolf. Very connected man. So
right.
yeah, this segment.
And we know he wasn't alone. And look, quite honestly, um, one of the things that I wasn't able to put up was one of the people that was close to Jeffrey Epstein said, yeah, he may have liked little children and stuff like that, but the person who really put him on the map was Ghislaine Maxwell, because she was the
Oh
one who
man,
was
that's sick.
connected. She was the one who was well connected within the political circle. She
Yeah, that's sick.
basically was like the power behind the engine.
Yeah, that's just sick, bro. We might well keep it going then, y'all. We got this. Tell me if y'all remember this. Chap, you could hit him, bro. Tell me if y'all remember this, y'all.
The alleged victim came forward when he saw Asari Dankwa officiating his grandma's funeral. The lawsuit filed in Orleans Parish Civil District Court claims A.A. Doe was raped and beaten by Father John Asari Dankwa. According to the lawsuit, Doe was 10 years old and a faithful youth minister and a lector at Blessed Trinity Catholic Church, coming into frequent contact with the priests. Doe went to a Catholic retreat directed by Dankwa in Montgomery, Alabama. 5 days into the retreat, Dankwa allegedly approached Doe during confession, asking if he loved him and loved God. Doe claims Father Dankwa unzipped his pants and exposed himself to Doe during confession. Doe says Dankwa raped him there, saying Dankwa said, quote, "This will be over quickly." The next day, Dankwa allegedly pulled Doe from bed and brought him into a private room where he beat Doe while praying over him. The priest accused Doe of being a homosexual, calling it a great sin against God. Doe says Dankwa then commanded him to recite the usual Catholic confessional prayers to be absolved of his sins. Doe did not come forward for more than a decade until after Dankwa officiated his grandmother's funeral. Doe says he had flashbacks after the priest mentioned him during the homily, eventually causing a psychotic break. The suit says Doe is still receiving intensive mental health therapy and medication. Doe is seeking compensation, saying Dankwa knowingly inflicted mental and emotional injury. The church and archdiocese failed to properly monitor, failed to provide appropriate chaperones while children were in the priest's care and custody. The suit also claims Dankwa did not receive proper psychological screening before he was ordained and assigned duties involving minors. The archdiocese says they had no notice of this allegation or lawsuit prior to today, and they have not been served. In a statement, the archdiocese said, quote, Father Asari Dankwa was informed of the allegation late this evening. He is currently out of the country on vacation visiting family in Ghana. Susie?
So, Chris, Father Dankwa at St. Peter Claver Church most recently. And did the diocese actually contact the police?
Susie, we reached out to the Montgomery, Alabama Police Department since that's where the alleged crime happened. It's unclear if they were notified by the archdiocese and if there is an ongoing law enforcement investigation into a Father Asari Dankwa.
And that might be next. Thank you, Chris. And we have...
All right, chat, Trey. Now, tell me, do y'all remember this? If not, that's fine too, because I'm still about to go in.
No, I don't remember that one, bro. But that's a good one. You whipping them and raping them, telling them.
When it comes to American luxury, that means Lincoln's Black Label.
There must be a reason.
Not only that, the church acting like then what's happening? What's going on?
I believe they
which is weird.
Well what was going on, right?
Which is weird because he's back in the news. Yeah, he back in the news. He's not in the news. Hold on. Yeah, he a priest for the Catholic Church. Yeah.
I remember St. Peter Claver being under the same scrutiny behind some bullshit though. I don't remember if
what's going there.
It was somebody else. Yeah, it was somebody. The dude got caught with the that was down here. He got caught with the
altar
tapes
board
or some shit with the pictures of the kids.
Was that one of the ones where the altar boy was?
No, it ain't nothing to do with no altar boy.
No, they had one down here some time back. Well, altar boy.
I'm not saying that one didn't happen. I'm saying the one I'm talking about ain't the same one you talking about.
Oh, okay. Because I know they had one with an altar boy. I can't remember which church it was, though, but I know they had one where an altar boy came forward and said that the priest had raped him, too. You know, he selected him out of all the other altar boys and kept having him come to the church and do all these little things and stuff like that. Brother, these dudes is, I'm not going to say crazy, but they got some type of sickness with them. They got definitely some type of sickness with them because
the shit been going on for the longest I knew.
Yeah, it's been going on way too long, bro.
It's been going on a long time. Too long.
And
yeah, you could get the next one ready, Tim. I'm trying to see what the next one is.
All right.
Before I go off on what I was about to bring up, because It's funny that they say that, but then you have like I said, recently you have this big FBI probe now that has been going on about Roman Catholic churches in New Orleans. See, these people travel as well.
Yep. Go
They
from
go
church to
church, state to state, yeah, stuff like that.
They're using their own underground railroad.
All right. So I was that's why I'm trying to see if I sent y'all this one. I don't know if I did, but I'm trying to
Wait,
see
hold
right
on.
now.
Which one we talking about? This
Is
right
does
here?
it say
I think
does
that
it
might
say
be
anything about the FBI?
it.
Yeah, this is.
If, let me see, hit
Yeah, this
them. Let me
FBI.
see.
I'm about to play it.
Okay.
Is it? My
To make
It
bad.
this
looked
thing right.
big. It looked big.
A
Okay.
father whose son was molested by a Catholic school teacher in the 1990s still wants answers. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for watching on K.
Policy, some, you know.
Yeah, I think this is it. FBI sweeping probe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, people. Now this was funny to me because, like I was saying, the preacher I showed y'all, the priest I showed you earlier, he's actually involved with more than just was raping the little boy. His ass, now they done found out that his ass was stealing money as well, y'all. He done stole over $400,000 from the church in the time that he been on his little trail. Now it's funny. Now that's why I asked y'all. I say it's funny that they act like they didn't know all this was going on. Oh, but you knew he stole, but you found out he stole that money though.
Right.
Yeah, when
Oh,
the
it's
money come up
I know
missing,
everything
somebody got to
going
say
on when that
something.
money, yeah, when that money missing. But when somebody in the goddamn confessional booth doing this to this young boy, you ain't got no clue. So this is how these people pick and choose, and then you come to find out FBI opening up a whole slab on these motherfuckers. Just like you were saying with the Epstein thing. You don't think Epstein was getting these rich priests and shit in the trap? You don't think with some rich priests out there doing sick shit to them children and shit?
Hell yeah.
See, that's what we
That's how
see.
they start. It start with
See,
religion, right? People don't understand that.
people
You
people
gotta.
always put
That's
this
the
factor out of it, chap. That's right. They always put this factor as if this organizations or these organizations, whichever one you think you is, if it's under that Roman Catholic umbrella, people, you have to be careful. This stuff is going on. These people are connected through all type of ways, and they will use this against you to make you go along with their shit. They will use the Bible. They will use quotes or their priestlyhood to say that it's okay with what they're doing and still make money off of it as if it's a hustle, if it's a front. And then still get their little freaky little kinks off in the midst of it and then say, praise the Lord. This is some sick shit.
Yeah, bro.
Them dudes ain't it, bro. This the weirdest stuff with the church I done ever seen. I'm not talking about like the Baptist church. We know something going on with the Baptist community and the Southern Baptists and all these different Baptist communities and the Pentecost and all that. Everybody got something, but nobody stays in the limelight more than the Catholics. I find this to be the most weirdest stuff. And you're right, bro. Why is it that they act like they don't know nothing until money come up missing? Why we gotta wait till the dollars come up missing for the Catholic Church to get involved? Y'all the ones preaching that you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. right? So if you're preaching all of these things that's supposed to be Christ-like, why y'all not giving up these pastors and putting them on their own cross?
They know how the game go, brother. They've been doing the shit for a minute, bro. I don't know why people acting like this shit brand new. It's not. Is well, my thing is, and the reason I'm saying that is because I'm watching a documentary movie type shit on what's this man name, Jim Jones or whatever, and the shit is literally like the same tactics that he was using. It's the same shit they're using right now. So if they was doing the shit in the 80s, like, you know what I'm saying, 80s, I won't say late 80s, early 90s type shit or whatever, you know they was doing that shit way before then when they had more control and shit. So I'm just
I'm which boy. I bet you it was way worse. I bet you it was easy. It was way more. I believe it was way more acceptable back then.
because think about it, the Epstein girls, wasn't they being paid? It's like she was, going to get them if
Yeah,
they was paying
you had
them.
your masseuse. Yep, you had your models. You had your masseuse, and you had your joints. Y'all know what I'm
Yeah,
talking about. The one that go all the way.
shit.
So he had it running. That's what I'm saying. He had it. He had levels to it and everything. So it wasn't like it was just some stuff he thought about doing. He had people in place, stuff in place, businesses for fronts, and these hidden away homes, a whole island, though.
Hmm.
A whole island.
Whole island to where you could do whatever you want to do on that bitch. Ain't nobody coming. Security take as long as I say they take everything.
Yeah. So picture them coming there off the plane, Roman Catholic drip down with his whole regalia on, looking like he just going to, pray with them or something. He over there having fun too. He over there getting it in too. Freak ass probably like the weather suit when he get hit.
Man, that
Go
shit
ahead, bro. You could
crazy,
you could you
bro.
could hit it, bro, whenever you're ready, bro. Because I want people to understand how to, the FBI is also looking into this. So it has nothing to do with nobody not knowing this and not understanding that, and you can't do this and no, they can't do this. And the FBI agreeing with us. Go ahead, child.
As a result of this, but I don't think the Catholic Church has yet to make this thing right.
A father whose son was molested by a Catholic school teacher in the 1990s still wants answers. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for watching. I'm Katie Moore.
And I'm Cherise Gibson. A Catholic school teacher and coach who molested more than a dozen students got out of prison last month, more than 7 years too early.
Yeah, our David Hamner investigation helped put Brian Mathern back behind bars. But one victim's family still questions the way Archbishop Gregory Amen handled the initial allegations. Here's David with that story.
Walter Becknow still remembers the day when his 20-year-old son, Chad, told him a trusted teacher and coach had molested him as a boy.
As a father, I didn't want to hear that happen to him.
But you're still fighting for him now.
The teacher who molested his son was Brian Mathern. For more than a year, Becknow had to see Mathern continuing to teach and coach young boys at Sacred Heart of Jesus in Norco. Then, in February 1990,
I'm sorry, bro, but the name just fucking.
Nah, go ahead, brother. Go ahead, do your
The
thing, man.
name had threw me a loop right quick. That motherfucker said Sacred Heart of Jesus. How you go
Man,
to
supposed
school
to be
like
the
that?
most wonderfulest name you
Man.
have ever heard in your life in the back of your brain. Nigga, that
That
sound
must
like you be sitting in clouds and shit.
I wouldn't even want a job at the Catholic Church as a teacher, bro.
You see how
I'm just
twisted that
keeping
is,
it a
though,
buck.
bro?
I wouldn't even want to work there. I wouldn't give a fuck how much money they paying, bro. I wouldn't want to work there at all. That got to be a requirement to fuck around. Y'all pray in the church, motherfucker. You know what?
Yeah.
Becknell said he couldn't stay silent anymore. He called the man in charge of Catholic schools, Auxiliary Bishop Gregory Amond.
He called me back a couple of days later and said, look, I really need to talk to Chad before I can go any further with this, because we have to verify that, you know, he is the victim and we have to get his story.
See how they
So
do
I
you?
did call Chad and said, look, Bishop wants to talk to you. He said, I'm not ready to talk to him. You know, not ready, just not ready yet.
Becknell says the pastor of Sacred Heart Church acted like nothing had happened, even asking the Becknells for money to support building a new gym for Methuen sports teams.
I said, you can have your pledge card. I don't want anything to do with Brian or his gym. I said, because he's been molesting boys for a long time at this school. He said, wait. I said, don't tell me you don't know anything about it, because Greg Amon called you and told you to investigate him. He said, well, I did. I called Brian. He told me he didn't do it. I said, that's what you did? You called Brian to ask him if he did it or not? Come on, pedophiles don't admit that kind of stuff.
Methuen would later plead guilty to molesting Chad Becknell and 16 other boys and was sentenced to 1 day less than 30 years in prison. The judge ordered that sentence so Methuen would not be eligible for parole or any early release for good behavior known as good time. But last month, Methuen did get out of prison on a good time release, 7.5 years too early. After WWL-TV questioned his early release, the State Department of Corrections acknowledged the error and sent Methuen back to prison. The episode raised painful memories for the Becknells and old questions about why it took so long after Walter Becknell complained for the Archdiocese to remove Methuen from teaching and coaching at Sacred Heart.
Still continued where he was, and until Chad finally went to the police.
That was April 26, 1999.
If they had acted in February, your son would not have been a victim.
No, my son and several others would not be victims.
This is the explanation Tom Finney, the Archdiocese spokesman at the time, gave us in 1999.
We cannot suspend someone based on a single
Look
accusation.
at him. Check him out, y'all.
That he denies, and we had to complete our investigation. And
What you stuttering for?
That took 2 months, and he was suspended when we felt that there was sufficient reason to suspend him.
Amon became Archbishop in 2009.
He helping up for it.
He's come
Bam.
under fire
See?
in recent years.
Got his
for how
stripes,
he's
y'all. Y'all
handled
heard that, huh?
allegations of child sexual abuse by clergy.
He got his stripes
He added
hiding that
some
shit.
priests to a list of credibly accused clergy only after WWL-TV and the Times-Picayune confronted him with old evidence. But as Archbishop, he has always removed clergy from active ministry while investigating the allegations. Walter Becknell wants to know why that didn't happen with Methuen.
I mean, Archbishop
Look at the
Amon
paperwork,
has
yo.
said to me, if we had
Boy,
known
that's a
then
lot.
what we know now, we would have handled things differently.
That's correct.
Boy,
That's easy to
fuck out of here.
Line.
That's easy to say.
Exactly.
It just tells me they didn't think about it a whole lot.
Times have
Thank you.
changed since 1999, but not that much, as evidenced by this comment back then from Raul Bencomo,
Not that much,
an
child.
attorney
Check
who
him out.
represented some of Metheun's victims.
If somebody is
Ain't too much
suspected
change.
of embezzling, you're not going to keep them handling the money. With something so serious as an allegation of child sexual abuse, you certainly need to remove that individual
Completely.
in another position.
Not put him in
with
Mississippi.
pay
Not
while
put
you
him in
conduct the
Ohio.
review.
Not put him in
David
New
Hammer,
Orleans.
Eyewitness News.
Well, we asked the Archdiocese about why they didn't suspend Methuen sooner and why they didn't acknowledge a complaint against Methuen until a full year after Walter Becknell says he came forward. Well, they sent us this statement saying, quote, Archbishop Amond has addressed the situation involving Brian Methuen multiple times over the years. Metheun's early and mistaken release from prison was a shock and a surprise to us, and we're relieved the state's error was so quickly rectified.
Man, these people full of baloney. They're full of baloney.
Now, fellas, number egg shell again after that. Now, it took that. they made it seem like they was right in the way they treated the priest when he got caught doing that. They made it seem like they went by the book. What book y'all talking about? Because y'all priests. That's a big thing too. Y'all
They do got their own
actually
way of dealing with
think all of a sudden we could have did this and we could have did we did this like this and this is how it came out and it took this long to do this. Man, stop it. Stop. It's a well-oiled machine, man. And no matter who you put up there, they gotta do whatever they gotta do, and that shit gotta keep moving. That's why Round got his stripes off of that, off of keeping it low. He wound up being them people the following year, they said, huh?
Yeah.
He wound up getting his stripes. Like, come on. Y'all removed the pedophile. I'm gonna say y'all removed the one who got caught for doing it. I'm gonna say it like that. And then up the one who kept it quiet. Don't that sound like a goddamn gang or mafia, y'all? What y'all think? Tell me.
It
definitely sounds like some mafioso type shit going on.
I mean, this shit is organized, y'all. It's like you can't see it more clearly.
Yeah, they make
It's
their own rules. We make our own rules, but our rules don't consist of us doing, shit like that. We do make our own rules, shit that we go by and don't go by, but they make their own rules and use that shit to, fuck over people type shit.
Yeah, even if we go all the way to Italy, right? Them people got their own police, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they do. Yes,
You
they
know
do.
how many cases of them priests and them messing with them guards and all that?
It's a
Oh
conglomerate.
Man, what? Yes. What man, these people look. And I'm gonna pass it off, bro. Hold on, I got one more thing. FBI opened a sweeping probe on the clergy sex abuse in New Orleans, y'all. Now look, watch this shit. The FBI has opened a wide investigation into sex abuse in the Roman Catholic Church in New Orleans, going back decades. A rare federal foray into such cases, looking specifically at where the priests took children across state lines to molest them. Officials and others familiar with the inquiry told the press. All right, more than a dozen alleged abuse victims have been interviewed this year as part of the probe that's been exploring among the charges whether predator priests can be prosecuted under the Mann Act, a more than century-old anti-sex trafficking law that prohibits taking anyone across state lines for illicit sex. Some of the New Orleans cases under review allege abuse by clergy during trips to Mississippi camps or amusement parks in Texas and Florida. And while some claims are decades old, Mann Act violations notably have no statute of limitations. My dogs, talk to me.
Yeah, son.
I'm glad they're using that particular act because there's no telling how many people now can come back and say, hey, I was at one of these camps. They did this to me. This is what happened. This is who it was. This is where it took place at. And if it seems to be the same camp, the same spot in the camp, then that means it's some type of ritual that they go through to become archbishops while doing these same fuck things.
You got to think about it, bro. So, how you get the job?
How you get and not only get the job, when you get the job, how how is this a part of the plan where y'all do this type of stuff? How y'all get to do this with these children and stuff? Like basically like go to these little camps and go hang out and like with no supervision, it's like a full trust thing, right? Like to get them out there. And who's to say your child coming back? Because this the type of stuff they doing. They taking children across state lines, yo, and they trying to figure out a way where they can prosecute these motherfuckers. What you trying to figure out? You see what I'm saying? The Mann Act is the only thing holding them accountable because this is the only shit that they done made for this type of fuck shit.
Yeah, that's some sick shit, son. I don't know what's up with
like,
this.
You know how long you could get away with shit with this shit? Them people say a 10-year probe, dog. 10 years, my G. And ain't nobody saying nothing.
No.
You gotta find this, bro. I had to find this, bro.
Shit, I couldn't find the one I brought up. Like I had the fucking man, son. And I don't mean to, you know what I'm saying? But bruh, the most information I was able to find out about that shit is the federal government plea that nigga gave them. That's it. On the nigga I'm talking about today. That's crazy, bro. We should know more about that shit, son. Real shit, bro.
It should be way more information available. And how far along are y'all, in this situation, in these cases? How far is y'all probing into this?
Damn,
obviously not far enough.
No, bro, because they don't give a fuck about them children like that, bro. That's the whole thing, and they be pissing me off, bro.
They don't check into nothing. You know what
I'm
I'm saying?
getting fucked over, and they acting like this shit ain't happening, man.
Come on, man.
Y'all want to prosecute who y'all want to prosecute. It's easy when they ain't a part of your clique, huh? It's easy to get a motherfucker when they ain't a part of your clique. Oh, but let these church people come out. And the first one was a black dude. So I don't want to hear that race shit about, oh yeah, that's some white people shit and all that shit. No, that's some freaky shit, whoa. You got these type of people out here. They out here. Fucking African booty scratcher come way from Georgia and doing all that to them churn and all that. Then move to New Orleans and like, come on, y'all just switching them and dipping them.
Yeah.
They had a while back, bro. They had over, I think it was like one state, bro. It was like a mass arrest on buku priests, bro. It was a while back. And if y'all go find it, y'all go look that up and see what I'm talking about. I think it was in somewhere like Pennsylvania or something like that. Oregon, one of them motherfuckers. Thousands of them, bruh. You know how many churches? I'm talking about like on a statewide level, bruh. And you mean to tell me this ain't this ain't organized? You want me to believe that this ain't organized? This shit is just like some single shit that these some single sick motherfuckers. That's all into the same shit.
Nah.
Going by the same rules, going by the same exact codes of life.
Using the
and
same
it's just
shit.
Using the same tactics.
And all that shit.
Stealing the money from the church. Yeah.
Nah.
Forget about that, African sir. Mr. African priest. African Catholic priest.
How the fuck you got an African church in America?
Man, it's crazy, bro. I'm going with that one, bro. St. Peter. Yeah, the investigations on him with that financial situation, that was at St. Peter Claver.
Claver,
I'm sorry. Yeah. That was over there. Way round.
That shit crazy. My uncle stayed right on the corner from that school down here.
Yeah, that was him. John Asari Danqua. Mr. Danqua.
You to know that my name is John Aikwa Arabubu. And
I steal the money.
Steal that money. And I like the children. I don't know.
Get him out of here. Get his ass out of here.
I go home to my family where this is okay because America has very funny rules when it comes to children. It's okay.
Yes. Very, very funny.
In Ghana, in my country, we do this all the time. Oh man, that shit's sick as hell, boy.
Yeah, so basically, y'all, he's a part Aduk, he was a part of that probe that I was explaining from earlier. That's how he got caught up in that too. So it's a whole thing. It was a whole sweep of the whole New Orleans, y'all. So yeah, man, y'all just be looking out for articles like this because they not really wanting to talk about this. They want to talk about Kanye and Kyrie Irving. So when they talk about him, y'all remember this is what's really going on. Go ahead, chap.
No, I was gonna give everybody like a good 3 minutes to, refresh their breath, just roll their blunts, whatever they gonna do. I got
Yes,
the
sir.
sponsor video for y'all.
Promo.
Oh, at the end, I put the thing in there so you can see all them other. You gonna see it. You gonna see it.
Yes, people.
We
in the building.
It's getting ugly out there. It is.
Welcome back to the smoke session. Y'all can also find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, Breaker, Pocket Cast, and that Radio Public, y'all. Y'all check us out, man. On Anchor as well. We blunt talk all caps over there. Blunt talk, just write it big and all cap over there. Y'all go check us out, man.
It's just moving slow. Got Village in the building as usual. Whoa.
Yeah, if you ain't hit that button yet, hit that button right quick. Then subscribe. Subscribe now while you have a chance. We about to go right back in.
Yeah,
show some support, show some love. If you like what you're watching, show us some love, man. That's it.
Y'all see them Instagrams up there. Y'all know how to get on there and go get them Instagram pages. Y'all about to do
that. News commentary. Not for the weak-hearted. Come in the building with your mind clear, your thoughts right. You know what I'm saying? Be ready to understand, be ready to learn, be ready to teach. That's the only way you're gonna be able to do it. You know? Thank y'all. We appreciate y'all.
There go the thing right there. You can see that's Apple, Spotify. I'm about to
yeah, y'all look for our beam. Yeah, y'all look for our logo.
You see, we got a whole bunch of shows on here. All the content that's on there is not on the YouTube. So if you want to know what we talking about over there, y'all gotta go over there and get on.
Right.
See, they got 35.
Yeah, man. Get into some of those conversations.
Man, look at all that shit they got on. I gotta get that, bro. Ooh, that's a lot of shit. There you go right there. Apple Podcast, Anchor, Google Podcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Spotify. All them bitches right there. I'm looking nigga up here, man.
So you ride in your car, remember, or you got them long truck drives, you know what I'm saying? All that straight radio, all that straight, all you gotta do is hit play on them. That's what we rap on them. And we go straight in over that, man. Y'all go check us out for real.
All right. I really didn't know which one to pull up because I can't do nothing but read what happened. Nobody got a video on this shit. So it's like all I really could do is read. So I'm about to just pull this one little clip up. I mean, this one little Instagram thing. Because it do just show you everything, kind of. Okay, we have stepfather. Darnell Fulton, 38 years old. Louisiana children forced to bake sell brownies as stepfather abused them physically and sexually.
Conspiring.
Donnell Fulton, 38, pleaded guilty to conspiring to compel labor by 3 minors and transporting a minor with intent to engage in criminal sexual activity.
Whoa.
I was trying to find out where dude was from and all that, but they not really. I'm gonna just read some of this and so we can see what's going on. All right. He had to have money too because this shit is crazy. As part of the plea, because he did make a plea deal, Fulton will serve 35 years in prison and pay over $700,000 in restitution to the victims.
That's a lot of money.
How he even got that much money to be able to pay that back?
His baked
No,
goods.
he owes some more.
He owe
I
way
think
more than that.
yeah, I think he should. I think they lowballed his ass.
They
He ain't
lowball.
shit.
But my thing is, they only ask people of high stature to pay that kind of money back, though.
Was he even? That's what I'm saying. Did he even pay the money back, or they just asking him to pay that back?
Yeah, they asking him to pay that back. In
Okay.
12 with 35 years in prison and pay over $700,000 in restitution to the victims. Yeah, that's crazy. Fulton will be under lifetime supervised release once his prison term is completed, and he'll be required to register as a child sex offender under the Adam Walsh Act. So he 38 now. So Paul, I need you to do some math for me. What's fucking 38 plus 35?
38 plus 35. That would be 73.
Yo, he gonna get out of jail when he's 73. We gonna be supervised at that point in time, though. Okay. In exchange for his guilty plea, 3 counts of forced labor, 2 counts of transportation of a minor with the intent to engage in criminal sexual activity, and a count of conspiracy to commit transportation of a minor with the intent to engage in criminal sexual activity were dropped. Fulton was originally
Why? He didn't say
charged
why.
in
Oh,
well, I'm just
what
keep
the?
reading. They just said those
Oh,
are dropped. Like, well, I see, he got to be somebody, son. Because it's
you
no
right. No,
way
yeah, you're right. It's all the signs is showing. You're right.
Fulton was
Because seven
originally
hundred thousand
charged,
is a lot of money compared
and
to
they
a regular
dropped the
person. So
charges or
how
whatever.
you gonna
Like,
make that money if you doing all that time in prison anyway?
exactly.
So it's the compensation too. Them like you could put that in, and that's the crazy part about that too. Not to cut you off. Like 700,000.
It's a lot
Who's
of money.
supposed to be looking? Who's supposed to be looking after the money, Peter? Make sure them people get it.
Exactly.
That's all. That was my point. But go ahead, dog.
All right. Wait, where we at? Where I was at? All right. Fulton was originally charged in July 2020 and arrested in Texas per court records. They didn't say what that was about. Oh, all right, this might be it right here. Fulton forced the children to bake and sell brownies for his own profit between June 2016 and May 2019, the U.S. Attorney Office said. The children typically worked 7 days a week with few breaks,
Bro, you
working late.
brownie pimping children around.
Dog, this is crazy, bro. God forgive me for laughing,
Man.
Man, come on, bro. You forcing these children to go make brownies like they ain't got no money out here, bro? Like, come on, dog. Is you serious? I won't get to the sexual shit because it's crazy. Wait, hold on. Let's see what else he was doing. All right, 7 days a week with few breaks. They must have was making a lot of fucking brownies, working late into the
That's
night
a lot of brownies.
to prepare the
Bro, I'm telling
brownies
you,
and
that's how he
selling
made
them
that
during
money.
the day. Damn, man. So
That's
you
how
with
that
this
boy
man,
made that money.
so he worked for Lil Debbie.
That nigga's
Man,
Lil
chill
Debbie
out, bro.
himself, man.
Fulton required the children to travel to as many as 20 to 30
There
shopping
go there it
plazas.
is. There go that word again. The motherfuckers love to
Car
travel, y'all. Y'all
dealerships.
see that, huh? You see people fucking with children. You got a lot of traveling going on with this.
That
Go
you
ahead, good
gotta
job.
take them. You gotta take them to spots where people don't know you either. That way, you could get away with the shit, and it just look like a family doing something. Versus, you
That's a
see what I'm
good point, brother.
saying?
That's a good point.
That shit crazy. But car dealerships, restaurants, parking lots, and law firms in the Pineville area to sell their brownies daily. Strict sales quotas were enforced. All right, now I need to look up and see what's the Pineville area. If y'all got anything before I find that out, what y'all got so far?
Yeah, if you won't go, bro, you got something?
Oh shit, I'm thinking Louisiana.
But yeah, I mean, like I was saying, I'm like, bruh, you had to be making some type of money because you got to be selling them brownies, dog. For them to be making all them brownies like that, you ain't got them. Like that's a
For
lot
us,
of brownie making, though.
exactly. And for us, we from the city, so
Yeah, that's
uh
like some sweatshop type shit. You see what I'm saying? Like it's a
Pineville,
organized running business.
yeah, Pineville is in Alexandria. So for us, that's not that far from us or whatever.
Exactly.
But brownies, my nigga, like they must have was forcing people to get the brownie.
Bruh, this
Oh,
is
but see,
crazy, like some Girl Scout shit.
but they did say that he had strict sale quotas enforcement. So basically, if they ain't sell XYZ, something happened. It was
Yeah,
a
you like a
retaliation.
pimp.
That shit crazy. You pimping these
Yeah, like a
churn
pimp.
out.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. All right, here we go. Here we go. The 38-year-old pulled the children out of school to make the forced labor profit. So
Oh, this man here.
stopped them from going
Oh,
to
he
school.
he
That
was
nigga
he was
gorilla
working them,
pimping, man.
working them.
This man here,
He
man.
working, he working.
That man was on some sweatshop shit, y'all. That shit crazy.
He pulled them out of school to do that. Yeah, he was working them like they was working a job.
He ensured their work through a campaign of physical and sexual abuse and terrorizing,
Oh man.
including food withholding, waterboarding, beating, verbal abuse, psychological manipulation, and threats against the children and others.
Bro, them children gonna be so traumatized. They,
I
I
was just
don't
about to
know, I
say it.
don't
They
know
was
that them.
traumatized out there selling them goddamn brownies. Could you just imagine them standing there with all this shit they going through? They sitting there smiling at you and saying, "Hi, sir, would you like to buy some brownies?" Like a
Man,
goddamn
Imagine how
robot
like
they,
there.
ain't nothing wrong, son. Like ain't nothing wrong.
Ooh,
And you just
bro.
went in your fucking your armrest or your coin thing in your car, and you was like, man, let me get one of these brownies from these kids. Whole time the fucking stepdaddy motherfucking beating the fuck out of him if
Raping,
you gonna buy the whole
raping
box.
them, molesting them, and everything.
This is for people this is another thing, because another big thing in Louisiana now is panhandling. And they telling people that you can't basically is you can cause an accident by giving those people money. So what they doing, they trying to stop people from doing that shit any motherfucking way. They
Yeah,
got
because ain't
big
nothing.
ass signs on the end of the interstate that say when you getting off the exit that say no
$500
panhandling.
fine.
It's a fine.
$500. Yep,
Come
$500.
on, man. And
Now
this
here's
man
the
out
thing,
here got
though.
a whole
You shouldn't
business
be
running
giving
off
them.
of panhandling.
I always have been the person that was kind of on the fence with the
shit's sick,
panhandling
man.
stuff because at 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 one rate, if you could get out there and stand on your feet 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, sometimes you might go out there and see them same motherfuckers out there at night and you saw them out there that morning on your way to work. If you could get out there and stand up that long to beg for money, you can go get a damn job. So that right there just is enough of me. But with this person here with the kids, he don't need to go to jail. He need to
There's
be
some of
under
the
the
ages.
jail.
There's some of the ages, just so y'all could put it in
Yeah,
your
go
mind.
ahead. Yes, yeah. What's the ages, sir?
The children were ages 13, 11, 9 when the abuse began, and 16, 14, and 12 when it ended.
Mm,
13.
11 and
yeah,
9 when it began.
he
He
did this for
started
3 years.
He did it
Yeah.
for 3 years, bro. 3 years. He was doing that shit to them children.
They
Came to what
they're beyond
Yeah, bro. They
traumatized. They're gonna
yeah,
need
they gonna
it for the rest
definitely
of their
see
life.
You gotta think
psychological
about it.
therapy.
You don't have nobody else to go to. You can't. You and think about it. We just was talking about this, Simon.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mom
don't
and
fuck with
shit.
your
Yep.
family. You don't fuck with your family. You taught to not fuck with your family. So now these kids, because the mama then broke away from the grandma and the daddy don't want listen to the mama or the daddy on the other side, and you want to take your family and go in your own fucking little bubble.
Yeah,
And
all
now
type
all
of
this
shit.
shit going on with your people and all this shit, and your family here and over here, and they still ain't fucking doing nothing because you not supposed to be fucking with your people when you move out the house. You on your own. You supposed to be out here by yourself type shit. And they got whole conglomerates to help motherfucking priests rape fucking children. They stuck together.
Mm-hmm.
How the fuck y'all can't stick with y'all own people, y'all blood?
Mm-hmm.
These
Oh,
people
who?
couldn't go to no aunties, no uncles, no fucking grandmas, no
None of that.
papas, nothing.
Nothing, though. Nothing,
Them
bro.
churn
And
family
that's the
ain't
point.
shit. They ain't
That's the
shit.
part, bro. Bro, that's the part, bro. That's the part right there. Even with him, doing that for that long, how the school board and all that not
Even let
concerned
that
about the
happen.
children for 3 years.
They supposed to
Ain't been
send
in school
CPS out there when they take them
like a
fucking churn
mother.
out of school like
Thank
that.
you.
Come on, man. Fuck is we doing? But see, that go back to what I was saying.
They don't
They
give
go
a
back to
shit.
what I'm saying. Think about it. We not just if we
Well
gonna
run
go
machine,
CPS,
child.
we might as well talk about the other people. Not everybody, for the people that because trust me, I know it's some people that get their little government assistance or whatever. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the ones that abuse the shit, like these people that's abusing the shit. You don't even be having the kids. You getting $1,000 worth of fucking food stamps from 'em, and this nigga out there selling brownies like y'all broke, probably. We don't know. It's 3
Just
kids.
stacking paper, doing what he wants to them. Just treat them
This
like
the
slaves, really.
this the stepfather. So where the fuck is the mom at?
That's
And which
another good
one's
question.
his?
They kept her completely out of this article too.
And which one's his babies?
That's another
Right.
good
That's the
question
good question. How many of
because
them
it
are
sounds like
actually
it's
his
across the
children?
board.
Come on,
Right.
son. Like this shit sick as hell. Let me see if I can
Mm-hmm.
get some more info for y'all. The defendant regularly assaulted the victims, especially if they did not meet his sales quotas. For example, the defendant frequently required the victims to get on their hands and knees on rice and stay in a push-up or plank position for hours. And he often whipped them with a belt if they got out of proper form, the U.S. Attorney's Office statement said. So this is all fucking
Mm-hmm.
documented on. I'm gonna show y'all the U.S. Attorney thing in a second. Let me see. Fulton also forced the children into sex acts with him and others, and on at least 3 occasions transported the children out of state for criminal sexual activity. So, with that being said, he was fucking them. God forgive me. God forgive me. He was doing whatever he was doing with the kids, and he was doing it with other people. So he was bringing other people in to do shit with them together.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, he
See,
was
Oh
the
taking these
Lord.
plot
kids.
thickens. See,
Plus, he was taking these
man,
kids and transporting them to do
that's traffic.
criminal
Come
sexual.
on. Mm-hmm.
You can't make dog. You
Can't make this
38.
shit up neither.
You can't make this shit up. One and two. You can't make your own fucking money, bruh.
Like you said, he
Man.
probably already had it. He into that shit. That's
Son,
slavery,
them
son.
brownies. Oh, just think, and I'm just, I hate to try to turn the shit into a positive, bro. But dog, you taught them kids. These kids really could be self-sufficient. They could start a business right
Oh yeah.
now. And you see what I'm saying? You see how young they is? God forgive
Hmm.
me. You know, I'm not
You had every
doing
opportunity to
everything
do
is
that the
bad,
right way and
you
still
know.
make money.
Come on, man. You
Right.
ain't even got to take no money from them. They could take care of their fucking self. Go sell their brownies and just make sure they take care of themselves.
The
And all
brownies
you
will
know,
sell themselves. It's so easy
come
now, like
on,
when
son.
especially with these kids and the social media platforms. You got some
You
cute
ain't gotta
kids and
whip
you
them
got
and all that
brownies.
shit.
That's a
You
sell
tell them,
enough right
man,
there.
look, what's life, huh? If you don't make that money, you don't eat. If you trying to teach them life
All that
shit,
other shit was him, child. I'm
make
telling you,
that
bro. That
money,
was him,
man.
bro.
It's sick, bro. This shit is crazy. We don't.
Mm-hmm. Evil
Yeah, this
fucker, bro.
shit fucked
That
up,
what he
bro.
is. He an evil motherfucker,
Bro.
dog.
That's sick, bro. That's sick as hell. You
Yeah,
motherfucking
incubus. Straight
you
incubus. We was just talking
transporting
about
these
that shit too.
kids. Exactly. We was talking about that. You transporting these kids just so you can do sexual acts with them and all that type of shit. That's why I be trying to tell people, bro.
Yeah,
Mardi
it was all
Gras,
that was all that about, right? Yeah, it was
like,
all that
man,
about
what the
the
fuck?
X and all
And
that,
I
all
might
these
hit
little
up
X. What the X had to do with the brownies, and that's my point too.
not
What the X had to do with the brownies? Like you into
he
that,
had a
dog? That's you, brown. Yeah, that's for your gratification, bro.
see, I hate how
You
they saying
you sick, bro.
Pineville, knowing Pineville right there, Alexandria, but they not saying where he was trafficking them to. Oh, all right, here go the money breakdown right here. All right, Fulton sentencing hearing has been scheduled for April 11, 2023. Fulton faces a mandatory minimum of 10 years. Them bitches lied, talking about he gonna get 35 years. He forces a mandatory
Exactly.
minimum of 10 years
Sound
in
like he got
prison.
a good lawyer
Because
too.
look, guess what they
Right.
say? You heard him say when he get out, he gotta be supervised. And I'm like, 73? Who the fuck got to supervise a 73-year-old man out here? But anyway,
Because
So
they
they
knew they was gonna reduce it.
already saying that they're gonna let him out early
Yeah, way
while
before
he's
that.
still
Way
young.
before the 10th. Good behavior and all that. They be talking about that shit before he even go to jail. That's what I'm saying. Especially with stuff like this. Y'all heard what they did with the white boy, what I showed y'all.
now look, I'm about to tell y'all. All right. So Fulton faces a mandatory minimum of 10 years. Listen to my verbiage. A mandatory minimum of 10 years imprisonment and a maximum penalty of up to life imprisonment, as well as a $250 fine for transporting a minor with the intent to engage in criminal sexual activity, and a maximum penalty of 20 years and a $250,000 fine for conspiracy to commit forced labor. As part of
Hmm.
a plea agreement, the defendant agreed to a sentence of 35 years in prison and to pay more than $700,000 in restitution. Now, the lies, the fucking lies, the fucking lies. Tell me if y'all heard.
Oh yeah, I'm with you, dog.
What the fuck is why you
Go
going to
ahead, break
court?
it down.
Why you going to court April 11th if he been sentenced
Uh-huh.
already? What the fuck is we talking
Uh-huh.
about? Y'all gonna give him them 10 years, nigga, or y'all gonna let him do them 10 years and then he come
Like
in
y'all
for
say, man, mandatory. Yeah, the mandatory 10. Mm-hmm.
that's the only thing that's mandatory, them fucking 10 years. Everything else is just the maximum penalty. 20 years is the maximum penalty for the conspiracy. Uh the maximum for the first charge is life. But will you get 35 years and 700,000 and because what's 250 P dot?
500.
Shit.
Oh, that's 500 all day. So what the other who get
No, the
that
two
other
you said, what
200?
it was 7?
Yeah, he said 7. And he said they say
Yeah.
more than 7. So who the fuck he didn't
Mm.
pay?
Boy has fire as lawyer, sound like to me.
That nigga paid somebody. Somebody had to get paid. They saying 700. The federally they only supposed to
He
be
had to then
taking
stack that brownie
5.
money. Then I think I'm agreeing with P on that one. Then he stacked that brownie money and had that shit laid up probably. Because I'm trying to think and figure out how long you think you was gonna do this shit anyway.
Now
Man,
think
they had
about
to
it.
have dope
Think
in them
about it like
brownies.
this. Yo, whoa. Hey, time out. Flag on the play. Referee got to make a call here. If he pulled the kids out of school, how long are your kids in school? How many hours?
8 at the most.
8. And he
Yeah,
did
at the
it for
most.
3
Yeah.
years. How many days in the school year? And we got to remember, some school districts have year-round school. The most you might see them kids out of school might be almost 2 weeks for
You
Thanksgiving.
can't miss more than 10 days on your
No,
own, my
listen,
nigga.
listen,
So,
brother, listen. If he pull them out of school, there ain't nothing the school could do about it.
But you're
They
still
don't know
supposed to
that
check
them
on them
children in the,
children if he's not ready, if the children not registered in school. CPS supposed to
but he
pick
could
all that
also
up.
say he,
but they
but he could
not. They
also
not.
say
And
he
you
But they
right.
not.
homeschooling them
You right,
too.
Pete. They not gonna come, and they should, bro. Because it's a lot of
And they
motherfuckers that
should.
do that
Exactly.
shit. That do that shit, and them children be fucked up. They just be at home fucked
All right.
up.
Now, if
Not saying that
on
for
a
the people that leave
typical,
their kids inside and you straight, you got your camera set up or you got communication with them, you talking to them, whatever, because I know people got to do what they got to do. Fuck, it is what it is. But,
Big
the
smoke.
ones that's
the
just
thing I'm
leaving the
saying is this.
motherfuckers in there and just not doing, the fucking churn been in there all day. You been gone all day. You ain't feed them, change a diaper, fucking made sure they took a bath, washed their clothes, nothing. Just
Nothing.
gone.
Just
This
gone.
where I'm going with this. This where I'm going
dirty,
with
dirty.
Dirty bitch.
Silly. Get your
Now look,
silly ass in there, cook some spaghetti or something.
see this where I'm going with this though. If he pulled the kids from school, and at most you are 8 hours in school, Monday through Friday.
Do y'all
Who's to
think
say? Now think about how long it take to bake some brownies. It doesn't take but probably 30 minutes, and you could
No, it
probably
depends
make
on
a
how many
batch
you
of
making.
brownies. Right, that's what I'm about to
Yeah,
tell you. You know, me and my
go
girl
ahead.
used to do that shit. It take about 30, 40 minutes to make a batch of brownies. Now, depending on the size of the pan, if you got one of them pans like what they be using to serve in the cafeteria, them long
Right.
16 by 9, you could make at least 40 to 50 brownies in that motherfucker, depending on the size. If not, you could make
Mm-hmm.
at least 100 or better. Now
Mm-hmm.
you got you got
And you
that
doing
pan,
this for
you
hours.
got,
And you doing this
and
for
you
hours.
doing this for hours every day. You know how you can make $1,000 worth of
2
brownies
batches in an
in a
hour.
couple of hours.
Mm-hmm.
If I know if it take me roughly 2 hours to make $200 worth of praline candies, right? That's just me by myself making it. Imagine what it's like if you got 3 hands, one mixing, one packing, one keeping an eye on the oven while the shit baking. They all got to get there, cut that shit out, wrap it, pack it, put it up on the next, and start on the next batch. While one of y'all wrapping, one could be washing the dishes, the other one could be mixing the ingredients. A constant cycle of manufacturing,
Yes,
right?
sir.
So
Yeah, that
at the
shit
end of
sick.
the day, just say the little corner stores. You go put your product in them corner stores, and they sell it for you,
I wanted to show y'all this
right?
shit too, bro. Because
Yeah, he
I
made
So
money off. Exactly.
so when you look at it for 3 years, if I'm right, if them children was in a year-round school, they only gonna get about 2 weeks out for Thanksgiving and about 3 to 4 weeks out for the Christmas holiday, including New Year. You see what I'm saying? So the rest of that time, if they at home from school,
Mm-hmm.
that nigga slaving the fuck out of them. You work every day, all day. And then
Yeah,
hear
that's
me
what I
though.
was saying.
depending on were they all
That's
girls? Because if they
what
was
I
all
said,
girls,
Chuck. That's
he was
slavery,
giving
bro.
them each a turn on the
Yeah,
pony
that's
ride. You
slavery.
Mentally,
see what I'm saying?
sexually, and labor.
Yeah,
Mentally, sexually,
that's
and
it.
labor.
That's slavery. You
Come on, man.
scared. You don't know what to do. You can't go nowhere. You
Yeah,
stuck.
ain't
You
none
just
of that.
trying to
You held
survive.
hostage. You held hostage in your own environment.
That's worse than Matilda. They on some other shit.
Hell yeah.
So, sitting down thinking about that, bro. That's
See,
it.
I tried to look up videos about the shit. Y'all see it went all the way to Georgia with some shit happened out there. Like they is ducking. Look, they ducking that shit
Oh, it's
out.
showing. It's not showing on the front
Oh, my
screen.
bad, my bad. I forgot to hit the button.
They probably don't want that to be seen, bro, because he may
I mean, they
be.
don't have to show nothing, but at least they could give a brief
See, they got
something
this
on the
one right
case and
here,
let it know
right?
it exists.
They see that lady right here. They see she about to talk about it, but I watched that video and she talking about the Atlanta shit. She brings it up, but she don't bring it up like long. So I
Yeah.
didn't even use it. But you see what they look. We talking about
Yeah, y'all be
People,
aware, people. Yeah, man. Y'all be aware. This type of stuff.
this potent
I
homie
don't
might
know,
be a
y'all.
part of the
shit.
Epstein 8, man.
It's crazy.
Man, it's getting cold, bro. These people they looking for the to go inside buddies. They trying to get
Yeah, man.
warm. Bitches
I'll be
is
looking
sick.
for these FBI probes on a lot of these child cases. Y'all do some more research, people. Y'all really see where we trying to go with this, because all three of these was all three different incidents. It wasn't no. Well, I ain't gonna say incidents. All three of these was fucked up situations that these people used to actually get what they want and do what they want, and making it seem like it was right.
They seem to be getting
Over
it by
here
any
on Blunt
means.
Talk, we don't fuck around with them kids, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all top. Y'all gonna always hear stories over here about any of this shit. If you're tired of it, oh well. You gotta know this going on. Why you worrying about, Donald Trump and his ass ain't even in office no more? They got them kids being fucked with. Your next door neighbors and all that. Pay attention around your surroundings and stop worrying about what they talking about on the news, because that's not your surroundings. Y'all don't know them people. Y'all don't know them people. But the person, the little child that hung up in the room by the closet and shit, hung up like a goddamn coat, because her mama won't go out and shit. That's next door shit. You going to church and your priest is doing all this in confessional boots. That's right down the street. That's around you. This the stuff. So people, when we bringing this information, man, we ain't trying to be downers. We told y'all this is Blunt Talk. These conversations gonna come up. We have fun, but this is real right here. Every single last one of these. Melanated or not, this situation is going on. This is evil. Straight up. At a core, y'all. This is evil. But go ahead, Pete.
Now, I was about to say, you're not going to sit here and say that every household that, people may look at and be like, oh, yeah, the children always inside. They never let the children come outside and play. This, that.
My bad.
You got to look at the world we live in, right? When you think about the world we live in right now, with the type of stuff that's going on, even down here in our little city, where people are lacing napkins and putting the shit all on people's cars and stuff like that, we got to get into it. And you keep the kids inside for real good reason. Your house is not perfect, we know that, but when it comes down to some weird hinky-dinky stuff going on, yeah, it's always good to take a look and be a little more observant.
Final words,
Yes,
Chop
sir.
Jack.
I just want to tell people, bro. I'm gonna keep saying it, bro. Pay attention to your kids. Stop fucking doing them fucking churn like that, bro. Them kids ain't asked to be here, bro. If you ain't ready to take care of them, I still don't like how they not mentioning who these people, these churn mama is. I mean, I know they kids, so you can't say their names and shit, but I'm just sick of this shit with these kids, bro. Like, there's nowhere in the world, you know, outside of all that, you know, I be going to school, you know, bringing my kids to school in the morning. I be seeing them high school little girls out there, bro, with them fucking high ass skirts on and shit. They going to school, they leaving out their mom and daddy house, or their mama house, or their daddy house, or their grandma house, or their uncle house, or their sister house, or whoever, with clothes that's inappropriate, standing on the corner waiting for a bus to come pick them up. Then when they
If they
wind up
standing on the corner waiting on the bus.
Yeah, in New Orleans, we never had that many missing young teens till they started fucking with that bus shit. Until that bus shit started, we did not have kids missing like that. So that means, you know, that's what come with the shit with me. Like, that's what I mean by we ask for one thing and we don't think about the other shit with it. Because you saying, oh, I could just drop them off at this bus stop and I could go straight to work. But who the fuck know what's gonna happen? You at work now. And they still at the damn bus stop. Watch y'all fucking kids, man. The best y'all could. If you ain't ready for them, give them up. Go ahead, Pedo.
Oh, I was about to roll up on that one, but yeah,
Go
man.
ahead.
But yeah. P, did you get your final thoughts yet?
My final thought started when you started the
Yeah, go ahead then. Go ahead, cap off whatever you're gonna cap off. Then I'm gonna roll out. We're gonna close it out.
I'm a roll with you, Chop, bro. I believe that this bus situation was a bad idea, especially if you gonna have them out that early in the morning. You might as well have a bus pick them up at the house. That way, they at least have a chance of survival, because these kids are at major intersections early in the morning before the sun up in most cases, and these kids don't have the ability to fight off 3 or 4 individuals trying to kidnap. We gotta do better about these churches that we're going to, and y'all parents stop trusting these kids with these priests and shit. If you gonna let them go to a camp, you go with them. Be a chaperone.
Big smoke. Big smoke.
I'm gonna still try to do my best to find some more information on the Epstein 8. So just be patient with me. It's a long, mysterious road that we traveling down with that. So y'all just be on the lookout for it.
Yeah, that's what's happening, dog. Cause definitely, I want to, 2 times what you just said with, watching your kids, especially with these camps, these summer camps, these church camps, and all that camp, and going out of town with these people and all that. Really, really, really pay attention to that, because trafficking is real. You know what I'm saying? And these children is really getting hurt. So, yeah, man, keep your eyes open, for stuff like this, because it's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's not just for the streets. It's not just for, the little places where you think it should be. No, it's right in your backyard. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm definitely going to close it out with that one, man. With the Epstein situation, I think she should hold on to whatever she has to, but I think she shouldn't be so trustworthy with certain people that's talking like that. The way that lady was kind of talking, it was kind of weird. So, just hopefully this information could actually probe into some other stuff and get some more people taken down from these high places where they're not able to do this shit to more children and more people. With that being said, man, what y'all think, fellas? Close him out.
I think we gave the people some of the best information we could give them tonight, as we always do. I just hope they follow up with it. Y'all hear anything?
Man,
Hit
it's
us
been a
up,
good
let
one.
us know. Blunt Talk Nola Instagram. Any information you
Silent
find
Child
out,
17.
360 in the building.
Top tracks in the building as usual. Appreciate y'all for coming through.
Hey, yo. Appreciate y'all coming to the Smoke Station. Yes. 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 Love y'all.
We out.